Ilham Aliyev has accused Russia of shooting down the plane that crashed on December the 25th, killing 38. While speaking to Azerbaijani state television, Aliyev criticised Moscow for hushing up the issue for several days, saying he was upset and surprised by versions of events put forward by Russian officials. Azerbaijani flight J28443 took off from Baku and was due to land in Grozny, the regional capital of Russia's Republic of Chechnya. The flight radar website showed it flying away from its normal route, crossing the Caspian Sea, and then circling over the area where it eventually crashed near Aktau. Moscow said the air defence systems were firing near Grozny to deflect Ukrainian drone strikes. Accusing Russia, Aliyev has put forth Russia 3 demands. Number 1, admit guilt. Number 2, issue a public apology for the incident. Number 3, punish those responsible and compensate the Azerbaijani state, injured passengers and crew and families of those who died. The Azerbaijani president added that the first demand has already been fulfilled since his Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin apologised to him during a telephone conversation. Putin called the crash tragic, however stopped short of acknowledging Russia's responsibility. He called for an objective and transparent investigation into the incident. Russia has suggested that the Interstate Aviation Committee investigate the disaster, but Azerbaijan categorically refused, reasoning that the organisation consists mostly of Russian officials and is headed by Russian citizens. The aircraft that crashed was a Brazilian-made Embraer 190. Authorities in Kazakhstan will send the flight recorder to Brazil, where international experts will join their Azerbaijani counterparts in analysing the devices, which Kazakh media say is to ensure transparency and credibility. Well, from Berlin, we're joined now by Dr. Elmar M. Geimuller, an aviation law expert at Berlin Technical University. He's represented families in several major crashes, including Concorde and MH17. Well, good morning to you there. And this is obviously tragic news for those who lost their lives. But what do you believe caused the plane to crash in Kazakhstan, should I say?
According to the information available so far, the plane tried to land at Grozny Airport. There was thick fog, as we know, but thick fog or adverse weather conditions are not a real problem for aviation because these passenger planes, they are steered by technology and so on, so far, they can land whatever the weather condition at an airport is. So this cannot be the cause. According to what we know so far, the plane was jammed. So the technology of the plane was jammed, so it couldn't work properly and steer the plane properly. And in addition to this, what survivors, witnesses have stated, there was a blazed sound outside the plane, which has perforated, obviously, the fuselage and other things of the plane. So this could obviously be the cause of the accident, what we know so far.
Now, of course, Azerbaijan has placed 3 demands, as we were hearing, on to Russia to apologise, to acknowledge the guilt and to punish those responsible. What have we so far seen from Russia regarding those 3 demands?
Punishing is one thing because it is a reaction to things that happened and which cannot be changed anymore. Obviously, such occurrences must be compensated. It is always very important for the survivors and also for the families who have lost a loved one to know what the causes of a crash have been, why their relatives had to die, and who was responsible for it. So far, it's extremely important that Putin and Russia confesses that they have acted obviously negligently, and the excuse that they have defended themselves against Ukrainian drone attack may be an excuse, but not an explanation for what happened here. So the confession of guilt is extremely important for the relatives, and of course compensation must also be paid. This is one thing, very important, but at least similar important is what will happen in the future. Can aviation and can other future passenger really trust the Russian defense system, that they don't confuse a plane which is more than 30 meters long, so a very big instrument, that these planes will not be confused in the future with drones from anywhere in the world. So this can be organized, and it must be organized in the future. Russia has done a big failure by not closing its airspace above Grozny, by not diverting civilian planes to any other airports which are not under attack. And this must be guaranteed for the future, and this must be done by measures, by effective measures. And Putin must exactly do this to guarantee and to explain to the survivors and to the world, to the aviation community, that these things will definitely never happen again. And if Russia is not completely under control of its airspace because it's attacked by outside drones, then the airspace must be closed. Russia, as each country in the world, has a responsibility for its airspace. It's part of the sovereign area of a country. And to let in foreign planes, to open the airspace means this country that has opened the airplanes, the airspace for others, I take over responsibility for the safe performance of the flight. This must be guaranteed, that it's guaranteed that these things can never happen again.
Absolutely, it's crucial we don't see any more disasters like the one we saw. Dr. Elmar M. Gimula, many thanks for that insight this morning. Thank you.